Jungle update. First thing first, I got an advance on labor for the season for a client of mine that allowed us to pay our rent ahead through March. So we're paid the rest of January into February, through March in rent. And then with the remainder, bought these paints and bought some materials like the lettering for this sign and other things. And now that advance is gone. So we have until the end of March to make this sustainable so I can stay focused on it. I'm not getting paid to do any of this. When money does come in, I'll be sharing it evenly with other co-owners and others involved in this project, other talent, etc., music, you know, live art, performance art, visual art, what have you. Anyone who gets involved is welcome to share in the success of this. And I don't want to be out of pocket on this any further than I already am. I'm already a few $1,000s deep, and I think that's a pretty good initial investment from me on my end. And I don't want to have to get an extra job of some kind to cover rent for this place. We want this place to be sustainable, and the best way we know how to make it sustainable at this point is to focus on promoting our Patreon, because patreon.com/mightymayfield, and aim for 60 $10 a month subscribers by the end of March, which I think is pretty doable so long as I and we keep busy out here upgrading the space, making videos, all of that. So what's in it for the community? You know, all this new building is coming up. There's a photography studio on the other side here. You know, we got all and then these, you know, vacant lots that have foundation that will have buildings, you know, but there's nothing. People often forget to preserve the creative culture of a community as these they get money focused as these buildings and their, maybe even their church or whatever starts building up banks and who knows what, and they just forget, oh yeah, what about the finer things? And then you find there are these big kind of culture deserts in cities, and they gotta force a little micro park in somewhere after the fact because they forgot to include the frivolity and the art and the entertainment as they grew up. And you should leave the art and the entertainment to the artists and the entertainers. We know what we're doing, right? So we're gonna be adding big white circles, speaking of art, to the top of this. They give the top a mushroom top look with the nice soft creamy hot cocoa coloring here, and probably gonna darken these lines a little bit to give a temple feel, so it looks like something out of Minecraft or Nintendo, right? And of course we have up front here, many of you have been driving by and you see it, with a sidewalk, spell out the jungle right here with these sidewalk chunks. You know, really focus on the cosmetic stuff. Of course we're going to be breaking that stuff down and making more corrals for outdoor vendors and building a stage in the back here. We've put a primer all the way around before the creamy hot cocoa. Special thanks to Joni Martucci for the primer donation. So I did all this, scraped all this, primered all this, right? We're gonna put the brown on all that. I want to get the circles up on top first though, just so the community can see as they're driving by what it's going to be sooner. Also these big lampposts, lights on either end, I'd like to paint green and start, you know, hanging vines from them and whatnot so they look jungly. And then of course the inside. Now the inside is going to experience a lot of update in the next coming weeks because we have a 24-hour acoustic open jam we're planning here. So we're gonna get some lighting in here in the next few days, get some equipment. We're gonna run that jam with a generator outside the building. running everything in here, and we're just gonna jam for 24 hours. We got people coming from out of town, near St. Louis, near Carbondale, coming down, trying to get some Paducah talent. We do have some Paducah talent coming as well, but trying to get more, and of course Mayfield talent. Really anybody in the region who wants to come jam, February 9th through 10th, 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're just gonna do it here. We're shooting for a world record, but I don't want to sacrifice the vibe for the particulars of breaking that world record. So we'll kind of have to see. We're gonna start that way. I intend on being available to be one of the minimum 2 performers in the jam the entire 24 hours. I have done this before. I've gone 25 hours and 30 hours with ukulele. So I plan to do the whole 24 hours, 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. is one of the guitars, maybe playing mandolin or whatever other stringed instrument is available. But I can jam jams, originals, and open source material for over 24 hours, have done it. And that's what we're doing here. Originals, jams, and open source material, improvisational, jazz, blues, whatever, but no cover songs. We don't want, because we want to be able to sell this through the Patreon as a fundraiser, so we don't want to get into any licensing problems, right? So this is the inside. We're working on it. It's mostly the inside of a shed right now as we try to beautify the outside, but it's getting there. It's getting there through consistent effort. I gotta go get me a full-time job to start paying rent for this place on my own, and then all of a sudden the rate of development here slows down dramatically. So again, I'm not looking to get paid until we're all getting paid off this with my labor. However, I don't want to have to work to fund my volunteerism building this out for everybody. So that having been said, come on down to the jungle, especially if you see me out here. Chat it up. Peace.